everyone, I'm Allie and this is 11th House Wellbeing, and this is also our virtual Carnegie House space, so welcome. I've got a very quick tip for you today. I've got a very quick exercise that you can do wherever you are, whatever you are doing, to very quickly ground yourself. And you might be wondering, what do you mean by grounding myself? It sounds a bit suspiciously airy-fairy, doesn't it? And I know it has become a bit of a trope that very often we're not in the moment, we're not in the here and now. And I'm also aware when things become cliched like that, it can get a little bit annoying. So let me tell you straight away, because if you know me, you will know that I'm very no-nonsense, evidence-based. I want to give you the facts. I want to give you the research around what we are doing. There is a direct correlation between mind wandering, so between how much of the time we're not aware of our experience, and depression. So it is true that actually not being aware of what is going on inside you and around you is not beneficial for you. And it's just a matter of, we can do this very quickly, snatching the mind from this continuous background noise that we have. And you might be aware sometimes you are feeling off, you're feeling stressed or you're feeling anxious, and you can't quite put the finger on why. I mean, if you were to rationalize it, you could reel off a few valid reasons why you would be, but really you can't put your finger on what specifically it is. You might have had a snack and not really remember what it tasted like. Or you might have checked the time just now and you have to check again because it didn't register, which means you're not fully here. And in the meantime, you're sort of half following your mind with this constant buzzing, this constant rabbiting at you, and you're not even fully aware of what it's telling you. But we are on autopilot. And we're not fully here. And I'll give you a few benefits of being fully here. And just a few points: lower heart rate, lower blood pressure, like we said, a reduction in stress, anxiety, depression. And if you are under pressure, and a lot of people are under pressure right now, it can significantly reduce the risk of burnout. And like I said, it's something that takes very little time. So if you have the luxury of being able to close your eyes, if you are at home right now, you can just take a minute to focus on your breath. And there is nothing that we need to do with our breath. There's nothing that we need to change. We're just being aware of where we feel it in the body. And just putting our attention there, putting our attention on this regular movement of the in-breath and how we expand on the in-breath, and then the out-breath and how we relax on the out-breath. If you don't have the time to do this because you are out and about and you are surrounded by people and you can't really close your eyes and focus on your breath because it would look a bit funny, just go straight into it. So what I'm asking you to do, and you can do it right now and see how it works, is we're going to engage all the senses. So look around you and find 5 things that you can see. So just make a mental note, a mental list of 5 things that you can see. And because we are working on focusing, really noticing things, don't just quickly make a list and move on. I'd like you to notice all the details about these things that you are observing. So notice, for example, the color, notice the shape, notice how the light reflects on it, notice the shadows as well, notice the size. Really be with it, really notice. So 5 things. And then I'd like you to make a list of 4 things that you can touch. 4 things that you can touch. So if you are sitting down right now on something, the surface that you are sitting on. If you are standing, the floor, the ground, under your feet, that sense of contact. Are you aware of the clothes on your skin? again, something which is in the background normally, because we don't need to be aware of it, but that is something we can notice as well. What can you touch? Can you touch your clothes? What does it feel like? Is it smooth? Is it rough? What's the temperature? Again, really notice. You can notice, put a hand on your arm. Notice how different it feels, the front from the back of it, the upper side from the lower side. Do not go and touch your face right now. So 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, and then 3 things you can hear. So this could be anything in the room if you are inside or outside the room. It could be the birds, it could be the breeze, it could be the cars, it could be voices. And again, really notice. Notice how loud it is. Notice how obvious it is or how faint it is. And really the physical properties of it. What does it sound like? Without getting caught up in the narrative, oh, it must be a car going somewhere. Without getting caught up in the stories, just notice the sounds themselves. 3 things. And then 2 things that you can smell. And I know that this is a little bit tricky. What can you smell? You might be able to smell something in the air. Spring, grass, wildflowers, blossoms on the trees. Are you wearing perfume? Can you smell it? Can you smell your clothes? Again, can you smell your hair if you can reach? So 2 things that you can smell, and because I know that it becomes trickier when it comes to sense of smell and taste, and some of us don't have such a developed sense of smell as well. Now bear in mind that drawing a blank is also noticing something. If you smell around, you can't smell anything. That is something that you can observe as well. This is what it feels like to not smell anything right now. Just observe your experience, whatever it is. And then finally, 1 thing that you can taste. So you might have eaten something recently and still be able to taste it in your mouth. Maybe you had a cup of tea or coffee, or it could be toothpaste. What can you taste? And again, you might not be able to taste anything. That is also something that you can observe. So to sum it up, very quickly, look around. 5 things you can see and notice all the details. 4 things that you can touch. Again, really notice what it feels like. 3 things that you can hear. 2 things that you can smell. And 1 thing that you can taste. And this will very quickly bring you back to your direct experience. Okay, this is it for me today. All the best. Please stay safe. Bye.